Previously we talked about streaming with Claude API, now let's figure out stop reasons versus errors. A refusal is an HTTP 200. Tokens were consumed, your build, and the request succeeded by every measure your error handler checks. Handle it in a try except block, and you never handle it at all. There are two ways a Claude API call can end badly, and confusing them is the source of a whole class of production bugs. Stop reasons and errors are not the same axis. 7 stop reasons ride a successful 200, end_turn, max_tokens, tool_use, pause_turn, refusal, and more. Errors are a completely separate set, HTTP for XX and 5XX codes with their own JSON body and their own retriability. Mixing the two up is how truncated or refused output quietly ships to a user. The right decomposition is why generation stopped versus whether the call succeeded at all. A refusal is not a failure of the API, the request was processed, tokens were consumed, your build for it, and the response comes back as a normal 200 with stop_details naming the policy category. The same logic applies to hitting max_tokens, the API did exactly what you asked, you just asked for too little. Modeling either one as an HTTP error would force your client to treat completely normal model behavior as an exception, and you'd lose the response body that actually explains what happened. 3 pairs that sound alike and aren't. Tool_use means you have to run something yourself and hand back a tool_result. Pause_turn is completely different, it's the server's own tool loop hitting its default iteration cap of 10 while it was still working, so you just resend the assistant content back and change to let it continue. That's a checkpoint, not a failure, and any agent loop that ignores it silently drops work. And model_context_window_exceeded versus max_tokens. One means the model itself ran out of room, the other means you set your own ceiling too low. A turn waiting on your client tool is never pause_turn. When you do continue one, replace the message list instead of appending to it, so roles stay alternating. Every error code answers one question, retry it, or fix the request. 400, 401, and 413 all mean something about the request itself is wrong, retrying changes nothing until you fix it. 429, 500, and 529 are all worth retrying, with backoff, honoring retry after when it's there. 504 is its own case, it means the request ran past roughly 10 minutes, and the fix isn't retrying harder, it's switching to streaming or the batches API. One thing to know before you build any of this yourself, the SDKs already retry connection errors, 429s, and 5XX twice with exponential backoff. Wrap your own retry loop on top without lowering max_retries, and you've just built a thundering herd against the service you're retrying against. For more things that get scored wrong. 1. Model_context_window_exceeded is typed only in the SDK's beta namespace, so you need client.beta.messages to get the type value at all. 2. Continuation via prefill is dead on Claude 4.6 and later, a trailing partial assistant message is now a 400 user message that quotes the partial instead. 3. Max_tokens truncation can cut a tool_use block in half, and an incomplete tool call just isn't executable, so check stop_reason before you ever try to parse tool input. 4. Structured outputs do not survive a refusal or a truncation, even with output_config format set. Validate the body, don't assume it matches your schema. So, an error means the call failed, a stop reason means it succeeded and tells you what to do next, and most production bugs in this area come from collapsing the two into one code path. Write the dispatch once, on stop_reason, and reserve except for actual failures. Next up is the biggest stop reason of all, tool_use, and the loop you build around it. If clear, sensible thinking is what you are after, subscribing is the most direct way to get the next one. See you in the next video.